big part of putting that Blues team together was Bill Armstrong, who was with the St. Louis Blues in a variety of roles going all the way back to 2004. And just last week, he was named the new general manager of the Arizona Coyotes. He joins us now to discuss the new position. Bill, congratulations. You have put in the time. I always like to see guys who have really worked their way up get this opportunity. So congratulations. What's job one now that you're in the chair for the Arizona Coyotes?
Well, it's interesting. There's some decisions obviously to be made. The staff's all coming in. We're going to meet tomorrow. So that's going to be a big day for us. And, ownership group will be in and we'll be looking to make some decisions and gather some, well, mostly tomorrow is gather some knowledge, really put it together and have an understanding of where we're at and where we want to move to. The biggest thing what we've tried to do is create a plan, with some vision, and get ready to follow the process. The same thing that we implemented in St. Louis. We kind of built that team from the ground up, and it's been a little bit of a grind to get there, but when we did, we won.
Bill, what is your philosophy as far as trying to rebuild this hockey team, and what kind of players are you looking for?
Well, I mean, my biggest thing is putting together a team with identity. Not only do you have skilled guys up front, but they're going to provide first and second efforts. They're going to bleed for the Coyotes. The same thing that we asked our players in St. Louis. I think the third, fourth line, you want to have some physicality, and you want to be able to score from your second and third lines too. So there's certain identity I look for. I think, and that's kind of my mix that I've scouted for and I've looked for back in the day. But this team, we'll have to make some decisions on, but it's the exciting part. There's a lot of good players. You got some mix of old and young, and it's an exciting team.
Bill, you come into this, and right away, I guess one of the big things on your plate is what's the situation with Taylor Hall? He was acquired from the Devils. He is now going into potentially be an unrestricted free agent. Where do you guys stand on Taylor Hall and with him possibly maybe coming back to your group?
Yeah, I mean, Taylor Hall is a special player. He's somebody that's a good player that has been able to generate points in the NHL no matter where he's played. We've got obviously, there's free agency here for us, and we've got to identify that tomorrow in the meetings. We haven't got down to everything and discussed everything. That's something we'll need to talk about, who's returning, who's not. But he's definitely a good player, someone that we'll be talking about tomorrow.
Bill, as you move forward with this team, how active do you think you will be with maybe trading some of the pieces that are already there, and your philosophy as you head towards free agency?
Yeah, that's something that's attractive. There are some pieces that you have available to create assets for the organization. We've had some situations in the past here that has cost us some picks, so that's a little bit of a concern because you want to be able to grab, create through the draft. I'm a firm believer that the guys that you draft, your homegrown talent, they'll fight harder. So we're going to have to find some avenues and have some discussions on how to create some picks and create some assets with what's on the roster right now.
Yeah, I mean, you have a scouting background for sure during your time in St. Louis, and you come into a situation where the Coyotes have had a penalty. That's really no fault of yours. You just got there, but they're going to be missing some draft picks. We've heard, some names, Darcy Kemper, for example, who, for me is one of the best goalies you can find out there. And about goaltending from being in St. Louis last year with Jordan Binnington, but it does create some interesting problems or maybe questions you have to answer. What do you think you're going to try to do in that regard? Because you need those picks.
Well, right now, Darcy is a special player. He was our team MVP. He's put up some crazy numbers in the last couple of years. He's just a special goaltender. I'm a huge fan of his. I haven't personally met him yet, but also Rantanen. He's also a pretty good goaltender back there too. So you've got two guys that can really stop the puck that have had some really good numbers in their career. It's exciting in the sense that we know we have that goaltender. That type of goaltending. People would die for that. So it's really like when you got Marty Brodeur in that, you're sleeping pretty good as a GM. That's why Lou Lamoriello looks so young at his age. But it's one of those things that we'll have to go in there and meet about. But the good news is when we're meeting, we got two really good goaltenders.
Yeah, there's no question about it. And I think you're right. Some people might kill for a good goaltender.
Oh, yeah.
So that's,
Yeah.
it is something that people do consider, I think, sometimes. Hey, I want to ask you, we're in the Stanley Cup final now.
Yeah.
You were just part of it going back to last June.
Yeah.
What's your recollection now, 15, 16 months later, of such a great accomplishment, I'm sure, in your life?
Well, it is. I mean, I've always felt this way. I had a chance when I was younger, in my younger days, as a player playing for the Oshawa Generals. And we played Kitchener in double overtime World Cup, and we won, and everyone made a big deal about it. And I remember our GM at the time was an unbelievable hockey man, Frankie J. Said there's a fine line between winning or losing. You got to walk that line, and we ended up beating Kitchener 5 times in a row, coming out of the Ontario League and the playoffs all the way through the World Cup. And they were literally by 1 goal. I think when you build teams and you're in the finals, the little things matter. Whether it might be a goaltender a slight bit better, something makes a difference. And I think you always have to be aware of that when you're building your teams. That's what I remember, is that slight difference. For us, it was one moment in Game 7 when we were up 2-0, and Jordan Binnington stretched. He put his pad across and he stretched to make that save. If he doesn't make that save right there, it's 2-1, and I'm telling you, Boston would have been coming. He makes that save, I believe we go the other way, and it's 3-0. There's small, little, minute things, but at the same time, we had seen that in Jordan Binnington when he was a kid growing up, his ability to play at big moments. So I think that's what I remember the most. Those little things matter. There's a fine line between winning and losing the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, no question about that. Bill, congratulations again on the new job. We wish you nothing but the best moving forward. Go get them with the Coyotes.
Congratulations. Have fun.
All right. Thank you. Stay in touch, boys.